Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Batman Superman Annual number 4. This is a special story where you have Batman Beyond and the Superman of the future teaming up. Now, I really like the art. It's little bit different than what I've been seeing in regular Batman titles, so it's kind of like it's like a double dose of fresh air. It's one, it's new art, and two, it's Batman Beyond, and I really like the Batman Beyond character. Doesn't have like all the baggage of Bruce Wayne. It's kind of like fresh. Now, back into the story, what's happening is there's a crime wave that's sweeping through Gotham, but this time it's not regular Gotham criminals. These are criminals from Metropolis. And they're like, I don't understand, that's Superman's territory, why are they coming to us? Well, just so you know, Superman's out of the picture. He pretty much disappeared, and Luthor's pretty much running things in Metropolis. So they scope out, see who's coming in and out of Gotham, and on their stakeout they discover Metallos coming into town. So Batman follows them, and then when he finds them at a nice spot where he can do a quick ambush, ambushes him, takes the bag that he's carrying, and what they discover is Metallo is bringing in drugs into Gotham. Now these aren't ordinary drugs. These are like, you still get high and everything like that, but these drugs have just a tiny bit of kryptonite inside of them. It's not enough to injure people or cause them to have a high. What it is it's obviously there's another reason for it. So Batman goes to Metropolis to scope out what's going on, and what's happening is pretty much the criminals in Metropolis are afraid of what they just call a person named Ghost. And this is where we discover criminals basically are disappearing. And nobody knows why. So, Batman goes through into a club, follows the drugs basically, and again you see more people disappear, and eventually they go through a lot of blah 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 stuff, and then eventually they go to the grave of Lois Lane, and there's Superman. Now, apparently what happened was a while back Starro was taking control of Superman, and it wasn't a strong control, it was just like a little bit, and that little influence here and there caused basically Metropolis to be the condition it's in right now. And Lex Luthor is in charge. Now the problem is, as you can imagine, with the drugs rampant on the street, because there's so much kryptonite, it's not in one person, but it's in, for example, a crowd of 20, a crowd of 100. That's where the accumulation of the kryptonite is actually influencing Superman, and that causes him pain. With a combination of that, and then the sadness of Lois dying, and then the fact that he can't get through Lex Luthor's force field, he's pretty much powerless for right now. So you have Batman basically getting into the gang that's stealing, or that we believe is involved with it, going to be a heist that's going to lead them to the leader of all of this. And the next job is going to Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Now, they go in, they steal an item, and they leave, but of course, just so more people disappear. Poof. They go to the Stronghold, and sure enough, Lex Luthor's in charge. It's kind of like, wow, you couldn't surprise me on this one, could you? It's not like I could have thought maybe it was somebody else, but I'm cool with it. It's, Superman Batman book, so you kind of expect Luthor to be involved somehow. And Luthor basically says, I knew you were Batman way back when, blah blah, and then I needed you to go to this heist for me because you were the only one that could have gotten these guys in, because you apparently went to the Fortress of Solitude at one point in time. And so the battling begins, and there's a couple scenes here that make me think of Luthor as Mr. Burns. Let me see. You know, like there's this picture right here, looks like Mr. Burns. This almost looks like Mr. Burns. It just, I don't know, it's kind of funny when you think about it, I guess. So there's the guy who was with him. He got a power up. Don't ask me to explain it. Just read it. So they start battling. Now Batman basically goes, there must be kryptonite on Luthor, and that's, of course, going to prevent Superman from attacking him. So where would the kryptonite be? Obviously, it's going to be in the chair, which is a fair assumption. He knocks the chair into the thing, blows up, and then now Superman is able to go all out. Now, Superman reveals that he was in fact a ghost, and what he's been doing is he's been sending people into the negative zone. Now, Batman's like, well, does that make you judge, jury now? He's like, no, I'm just a jailer. Look, I've sent these people into the negative zone. Here's the device that did it. I want you to be the one to let these people out when you think that they've served enough time. But whatever you do, you don't let Lex out. And here's a Mon-El right here for you Legion fans. And Mon-El's still like, don't worry, Superman will find a way to save me. And he's like, yeah, right. So, oh yeah, and Superman gives Batman the little Jimmy Olsen watch, saying, hey, I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm going to go up into space. I'm going to explore. I'm going to die eventually. And there's some things I want to do while I'm alive. So, but if you ever need me, just push the button and I'll hear you. And that's the end of the story. And then you get a preview of the Red Hood thing. Overall, I thought this was a really good one-shot. If you like Batman Beyond, this is, in my opinion, it's almost like a must-buy, because you don't ever really get to see that much of Batman Beyond anymore. So I really like that. And I thought this was a nice way of finally putting Luthor to rest, even though I know that this is just going to be overwritten by somebody else in the future, probably the next 6 months or so. But that's fine. As a one-shot, it's great. It's a great story, easy read. So, like I said, if you're a Batman Beyond fan, highly recommend it. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them on the side. And which DC character would you like to see as a Beyond type character? Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe somebody like Beast Boy. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I want to see what type of animals he's going to transform into. But anyways, until next time.